Once upon a time in a small rural town, strange rumors circulated about a large, old, seemingly abandoned house. The townsfolk believed the house was cursed and that eerie sounds could be heard at night. Sharing these stories with friends had become a favorite pastime for children on dark, winter nights. A 10-year-old boy named Tom decided, along with his friends, to investigate this house. One night, as moonlight seeped through the windows of the house, they bravely entered. Inside, the house was dusty and eerily quiet. The walls were adorned with old photographs, and furniture that hadn't been used in years was scattered about. Tom and his friends could feel their hearts racing with every step they took. Suddenly, they heard the door slam shut with a rush of wind. Startled, they turned around, but there was no one at the door. After a moment of silence, laughter echoed down the hallway. It drew them toward one of the room's entrances. The sounds from the room seemed like the headlines in local newspapers, talking about a suspect known in town for murder. As Tom and his friends entered the room, they were met with a gruesome sight. The walls were covered in bloodstain. For a moment, their breaths caught, and then the door behind them slammed shut and locked. Slowly, they thought there was nothing in the room. However, the laughter continued, now even closer. One of their friends, while fumbling with an old mirror, saw his reflection, but his face looked decayed and rotten. In a panic, the group tried to break the door's lock and managed to escape the room. Once outside, the house was still silent, and the doors remained closed. They returned to the town and kept their terrifying experience to themselves. A few days later, an emergency call came to the town's local hospital. Tom and his friends had been receiving threats with strange symbols and messages since that night in the house. Hospital staff tried to treat them, but their eyes were still filled with the horrifying scenes they had witnessed in the house. Eventually, Tom and his friends found themselves in a large city hospital. The town had brought them here after the terrifying events in the house, but this hospital seemed plagued by strange occurrences as well. They heard odd sounds in the hospital corridors and saw bloodstains on the walls. Tom and his friends, terrified, tried to explain the horrifying events to the hospital staff, but no one believed them. Eventually, they returned to their homes, but the house was now completely abandoned. They never went near that terrifying place again, but the nightmares and memories haunted them for the rest of their lives. In the end, as this horror story concludes, people in the town forgot the tale the townsfolk used to tell. But Tom and his friends never forgot the terrifying experience they had that night, always living with the knowledge that hidden dangers lurk within dark and silent houses.